This episode of The Republic is brought to you by Shutterstock for 25% off on your account. Just go over to Shutterstock.com, make an account, and make sure that you use offer code GameBreaker10. GameBreaker10, 101010.
Gamebreaker TV.
The music's in the right ear again, cause Shafted effed it up. Oh, what's up, everybody? I'm Gary Getting. You're watching Gamebreaker TV. It's The Republic, episode 158 for October 10th, 2013. First, we talk about space. Then, we talk about space. And finally, we talk about space. All that and more. But first, joining us from Massimo.com, Mr. Larry Everett. How are you, sir?
I'm good. The pants are off. I'm ready to.
Excellent. Perfect. Pants are off. Rage is in.
The rage is in.
Not much raging today, I don't think. I don't know. Never know with Laura. She got a short fuse. You just never know what's going to happen. So. Laura Williams joining us.
Pants are also off here, so.
Oh, heyo.
Full pantsless show.
Ratings just went up by 10%.
Have to use their imaginations.
Put that on the lower third every time you come up. Pants are off. Ratings are up. All right, before I start, really quickly. Gamebreaker Nation, been talking about it for a long time. If you don't know what it's about, it's coming. It's going to be a whole new big initiative we're doing. The GameBreakerNation.com is up and running. If you guys are interested in the Gamebreaker Nation, go over. You can sign up. The subscribe email thing is there. The site's being worked on, but we got something up. So go sign up if you're interested in the Gamebreaker Nation, which is our cross-gaming guild of insanity. It's going to be awesome. But I wanted to do a little pimpage. We're looking for more guild officers and event coordinators for Star Wars: The Old Republic. So if you're a huge player and you're looking to kind of get involved with the Gamebreaker Nation and what we're doing, shoot an email over to submit@gamebreaker.tv. Probably the best way to do it. Missy's probably going to yell at me right now in chat because it's probably not the right way to do it, but I'm sure if you send it there, it'll get there. So if you're interested, we're looking for guild officers, basically, to help run the guild. And we're looking for event coordinators, which are going to be exactly what it sounds like, event coordinators. You're going to be like, setting up things in game and all kinds of fun stuff like that and being really social. So if you guys are interested in either of those two things, submit at gamebreaker.tv. And also tomorrow, Friday, GBN Cast, which is the Gamebreaker Nation cast, our show just about the Gamebreaker Nation. Got lots to reveal tomorrow, so make sure you show up for that. That's right after This Week in MMO. At 4 PDT, so I'll have some stuff to reveal and fill you guys in on what we're doing. I'm back from France. I've got crazy ideas, of course, as usual, and I'm going to share them with you. So see you tomorrow for that. All right, so on to Star Wars: The Old Republic stuff. BioWare has released apparently the second expansion, Galactic Starfighter. I don't know. What do you guys think of the name? I was really hoping it was going to be called Space Garage.
I love the name. Love it. Red leader standing by.
What was that?
Peace. No, it's a good name. Better than Space Garage.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Space Garage.
Pretty good.
Yeah.
So we knew this was coming.
Could have been the last Starfighter.
It could have been the last Starfighter. It was a great movie. It's playing behind. This is the trailer playing behind me on the wall. We all knew this was coming. The super secret space project that we've been hearing little hints of, seeing little things, seeing data mine leaks, crap, and all that stuff. And we've been wondering what's going to happen. Well, finally here. The best news for everyone, which I don't know about you guys, when I saw the news, I almost fell out of my chair, is it's going to be free for everyone.
Yay!
I know.
This makes me awesome. So happy. So incredibly happy.
So apparently BioWare can be taught. It takes a little while.
A lot of testing.
You have to hit them over the head.
Did you guys expect it? First of all, did you guys expect it even this year? Did you think it was going to come out this year?
No.
It's December 3rd is launch.
Well, I did. I said if it didn't come out about Christmas, that we could probably expect to see it about the first of the year. So this is kind of in the timeline that I was thinking of.
What about you, Lar?
I was thinking it was going to be a little bit later than that.
I was as well. I thought it was going to slip. I didn't think they were going to make the Christmas holiday season, but December 3rd.
That's going to be early. Yay.
But I got to say, free. Before we get into that, we'll get into all the details about what, well, not tons of details, but, we'll get into what the expansion is. But I don't know. Do you think, really quickly on the surface, would you guys have all thrown down cash for this if it wasn't free?
Probably.
Yeah. I probably would have. I mean,
I kind of thought the same thing. That's why I think it's an interesting question, because we've been kind of giving them stick the whole, for a long time about how they handle free to play. And now all of a sudden they take a 180 and they're like, hey, it's free. And I'll be like, wait, I actually might have thrown a couple bucks at this. This looks kind of cool.
Yeah. I expect to see some things, though, like in the cash shop.
They got to make money.
Yeah. Yeah, exactly.
All right, but here, am I blind, though? Or are they not really, they don't seem to really be advertising the fact that it's actually free, very well.
Well, they didn't really seem to advertise that at all, because I knew we were looking at it when the announcement came up, and we were kind of like, this doesn't have a price attached to it.
That's what I looked at, too. I looked at it.
And we were like, huh.
Which is weird, right? Because then we covered it on Gamebreaker, and we were coming up with titles, and I'm like, free is the first freaking word in our headline. It's like, that's a huge thing, right? You think that they'd be plastering it all over. It's like a free expansion coming December 3rd. I'm just so surprised that they didn't even they're not even telling you. I mean, once you start looking into it and it's just not obvious on the surface that it's going to be absolutely free. Think it's an oversight, or do you think it's a marketing campaign? I mean, why are they not screaming this from the hilltops? I would be.
I don't know. And
maybe they don't want people to panic about things making up for it being free by going into the cash shop.
I don't know.
I don't know. I think it's a huge. I think that's the almost probably the biggest draw to this entire thing, and kind of bring people back. And the fact that it's completely free, and I don't know. I think it's weird.
Yeah, I don't know. And it's free for everybody. I mean, granted, there's a few details that go into that, but everybody's getting it free. It's not. I mean, it's not like the free-to-play players have to pay for it. With Rise of the Hutt Cartel, whenever the subscribers got Rise of the Hutt Cartel for free, the free-to-play players still had to buy Rise of the Hutt Cartel.
Mm-hmm.
If they wanted to play it, they still had to buy it. This is going to be free for everybody eventually.
I remember. Think back. Remember how much flack BioWare got for charging for Hutt Cartel, splitting the community.
Oh my gosh!
Not even the subs got it for free. That was a whole mess.
Yeah.
Well, at least they got it for a discount.
They might be giving it. Now, I'm wondering if they're not going to give it away for free because it doesn't have the content that, say, Rise of the Hutt Cartel had. And I don't necessarily, and I don't necessarily mean that as a bad thing. I mean, if it's just, it just doesn't have the content there, but it is a completely, different game. It's not connected to the main game, at least not strongly connected to the main game, and so they kind of have to release it as a type of expansion. It's not just a patch because it's quite a bit larger than that, but it's but maybe it just doesn't have the content that Rise of the Hutt Cartel has.
We'll get into it. I think it does sort of, not to get too much away, but it sort of, I don't want to say lacks, but it does lack certain things that, or at least at this point, the lack of information on it, that we've kind of grown to know about when expansions hit. But again, not complaining. Right. It's free, so totally not complaining.
Exactly.
Anyway,
yeah.
That's the big thing. But as far as when you talk about the expansion and the big behemoth box, and you're going to plunk down $50 or $60, there's usually certain things that in an MMO are going to come along with it, and they're not talking about that. So I assume that they're not coming in that anyway. So what's the big difference then? Yes, everybody is going to get it for free, but there are some differences, and what they're doing is they're going to gate it by time. So the big difference is that subscribers to the game are going to get this thing on December 3rd. So not that far away at all. December 3rd, you're going to get to play it. Preferred players are going to have to wait till January 14th. So a little over a month. And the complete cheapskates out there are going to have to pretty much wait till February 4th. So you've got a little bit more of a waiting. So what do you think of this new model? I mean, what do you think of time gating the content, and it's not like it's an extremely long time.
Right.
I don't know, but what do you think? Do you think this is a good model?
I think it's definitely interesting. I'm going to I'll put it that way, and it at least initially seems to be positive, because I mean, no matter how people want to swing it or whatever or spin it, the game is a subscription game. It's intended to everything that is involved in the free-to-play model is geared to get people to subscribe to the game, and this, I think, is an added benefit to the subscriber.
That's the play here, right? I mean, that's the big play.
Yeah, absolutely. Which is and they're doing, and I think this is a great way to do it. Hey, look, if you're a subscriber, if you want to, plop down an extra $15 a month, then you can get in a month earlier than everybody else. And I mean, which, if you think about it, is essentially the price of an expansion, or at least the Rise of the Hutt Cartel expansion, and you get everything else that goes along with it as well. So, I think that's a pretty decent deal.
Lord, do you think this is going to bring a lot of players back, or a lot of the players who are sitting in the free or preferred category? Do you think they're going to think twice and sub because they want this on December 3rd?
I think a lot of people have been waiting for free flight space content. So I do think a lot of people are going to want to check this out. I do have friends who are thinking about coming back to the game so that they can specifically check out this content. Hopefully people would want to subscribe to get in there and play it. So I think all around I have nothing but good feelings about this. I'm really, really excited for it.
And the other this is, go ahead.
I was going to say, we actually have somebody in our guild that's doing that. That is subscribing just so they can get into the space content on December 3rd. So it's worked for one person. I'm sure there's at least 2 or 3 others that it's working for.
Yeah, and I mean, so it's even, of course they don't want you to unsub right after. They're hoping that, a good portion of your people are going to stay. But even if you do sub for that month to check it out early, you paid $15, you got to check it out. You got a month's worth of content. And then if you do unsub, and you still have it, so that's all good. And I think the other thing that's really good about this is a really forward-thinking idea about how if this works, hopefully all this works out for them and they can kind of go forward. Because think about going forward. Think about say 5 expansions down the road, right? For a free-to-play game, what this does is it doesn't ever mess up the barrier to entry on max level content. Everybody's gonna have it. It'll be available to everybody. You're not gonna have to go and buy extra expansions or try and figure out what you have, what the guild has. That was the big problem that we had with the Hutt Cartel, right? It's people were oh, what do you do? It's so I don't know. I think this is gonna encourage a lot of people to subscribe. I think this is actually gonna do really well.
Yeah, I think so too. I think it's definitely an interesting experiment, and I can't wait to see the results. I think that my hypothesis is that it's going to do well. This is going to do wonders for the game, because and like was mentioned before, this is something that a lot of people are looking forward to. Whenever the space game was the initial space game was introduced to the game, they're like, "This is crap, Star Fox." Welcome back to 1994. And so then they've been clamoring for this open, this free form kind of space thing, and now, boom, they're getting it. And I think it'll draw a lot of people back in and of itself. And then it's free, so even more people.
It's free, and you're forgetting that this is also frequent too, because Rise of the Hutt Cartel just launched back in April. This is launching in December, so that's 8 months. Yeah, I'm all excited for this. Keep cranking out, little mini expansions every 8 months. That's fantastic.
And I mean, the trailer looks sick. I mean, the trailer is playing behind me. I mean, it looks awesome. 12 versus 12 dogfighting. Is this exactly what people wanted as far as free form from space? You think it's what the community really wanted?
I definitely think, as far as the PvP community is concerned, I take that back. I think the people that were looking for space content, this is a large chunk of it. I mean, the PvP, especially the dogfighting portion of it. That's what people liked about X-Wing versus TIE Fighter, and that's what people liked about JTL and SWG when that was out. It was the dogfighting and that sort of thing. It was just a lot of fun because it was kind of Twitch. It was Twitch based, and it was just very, very cool. And I think that if done correctly, that this will at least have a similar pull as, say, JTL did for SWG when it came out.
So what do you think of this? I mean, obviously, if this is well received, do you think this is going to be their business model moving forward on all expansions? Everything free, just gated by time?
Yeah, I think, like I said, I think so. I think that this is a great way to do it. And if I'm assuming it works out and everybody likes what's going on, which I think people will, then I foresee them doing this exact thing for every expansion moving forward.
Yeah, I mean, I'm watching chat room, and it's like, somebody saying like it's a tester, and I agree. They're definitely probably testing this out, but I think it's a great test. Right. I mean, it's getting a lot of people excited. I'm watching chat room. Somebody says I resubbed yesterday. It's like, I mean, when I saw it, I was like, wow, that's a pretty brilliant way to kind of like market this, and I think this will bring a lot of people back in and throw $15 at the screen and kind of go sub, and because when it starts getting close to December 1st, December 2nd, a lot of people who are kind of sitting on the fence are probably going to be like, damn, I really want to try that space game. It's $15. Let me just go sub up for a month. I'll try it. Even if I leave again next month, I'll leave again next month and go back to free-to-play players. So it's no big deal. And it all works out. I don't know. I think this could be a great... now that I've seen this, I actually would like to see more other MMOs, actually. This is the first thing I think I'm ever saying. I think I'd like to see other free-to-play MMOs actually possibly adopt.
Wow. We should mark this day on the calendar.
It's good stuff. Maybe I should go on vacation more. In a good mood. All right, I want to talk more about space and get into like some of the nitty gritty of it. But first, I want to tell you guys about Shutterstock.com, one of our sponsors here that make the Republic possible. Love having Shutterstock as sponsors. And I was talking about the Gamebreaker Nation before, actually. And here's a little shot of it. It's a splash page up there. If you go to GameBreakerNation.com, you can throw your email address in there, and we'll be sending out some updates and things like that to keep you in the loop. But check out this splash page, right? Well, you can't see the top of it, but it's a little dynamic thing there. But you can kind of see it. I think the next one. Next one's my favorite. Hang on, it's going to change. Hang on, wait for it. Oh, the Lannisters. So I was trying to go with like a look and feel of the website. We need to throw something up there to get going and get you guys like signed up. And you know what I did? Talk about it all the time. I went to Shutterstock. That's the first thing I did. So I went over to Shutterstock and I typed in heraldry, and just all this like really cool ornate stuff started coming. And I think if you had a guild website, like the stuff you could do with this, like look at just how cool like some of this artwork is, just for just different layouts and things, shields and banners and all kinds of stuff. I started scrolling down, and I didn't really even know what I was gonna do, and I just started looking for inspiration, and boom, hello, Mr. Lion. Saw him, thought that was really cool. Kept scrolling down and grabbed that one, threw it in a light box, saved that for later. Kind of started looking around for more stuff, and there's the other lion. So again, I do not lie. It's like our secret weapon for all the Gamebreaker stuff. Every time we're launching a site, I'm on Shutterstock every single day. My browser pretty much doesn't stay logged out. So if you guys got a guild website, a YouTube page, telling you check out Shutter. I mean, look at all these like awesome like gold banners and stuff, just little things like that, the details that would just take your YouTube page, your guild website, or your personal website, just take it to the next level with some great artwork. And it's all you're not stealing anything from Google and hurting the artists. It's all part of the whole program there. So there's a couple different options. You can do download on demand, so when you're ready you can download images. I think there's like blocks of like, 2 images or 5 images. Or if you need to do a lot of images, like we do at Gamebreaker, we do like a monthly subscription thing where we can download a bunch every single day. So there's different plans to meet different needs. It's not all, the big monthly plan. So check that out. And you can actually make a free account right now. You don't need a credit card or anything like that. Just sign up, make an account, start saving stuff, looking through it, and see what you come up with. But But when you're ready, I want to save you guys 25% off on your account. All you got to do is make sure that you use promo code Gamebreaker10. Gamebreaker10 is going to save you 25% off immediately on your account. Check it out, Shutterstock.com. All right, so let's get back to talk about space. It's literally all that happened this week, so that's literally all I'm going to talk about. All right, so content-wise, let's get into the content a little bit. What are we looking at? 12 versus 12, free flight, PvP, space combat. As far as we know, there are no PvE combat, space combat whatsoever, correct?
Right.
Yes.
Yeah. Musco actually specifically said on the forum that there's not going to be any. What do you say? To the point, there will not be any space-based PvE content with the digital expansion. It's going to be PvP. Yeah. So at this point there is no PvP content.
Now, no significant PvE content of any kind has been mentioned.
Right.
Right.
Now, am I reading too much into it, or should I mention? Is it somewhat interesting that he says the digital version?
No, I think that's just marketing.
I think I'm stretching.
Yeah. That might just be marketing speak.
So it looks like zero PvE content.
Yeah.
No PvE, so nothing at all. No new planet, no level cap increase, none of that kind of stuff.
Right.
Which is what I was talking about before when I said there's certain things like when we, MMO expansions usually come along with, and it's usually those certain things, level caps increase, new areas and stuff like that. These are new areas, but it's a little bit different. I know you okay. Are you okay with that? I mean,
I am. Like I said, Hut Cartel launched in April. This is launching in December. That's 8 months. I don't want to be leveling another max level, whether it's 5 levels, 10 levels, whatever, every 8 months. So I am absolutely okay with that.
But you are going to be leveling because there are going to be like separate levels, correct, for just space and your ships and things like that. Am I right? Like it's going to have like a whole new system just for that content.
That is our understanding. That it is, it'll be like the skills and whatnot that you get from space are going to be separate from your ground leveling and that sort of thing.
But they haven't elaborated.
But yeah, they haven't. That's about as far as they went. It's just said it's a separate system.
I mean, what do you guys, to speculate for a second? I mean, do you see a pretty steep, I should say steep, but a pretty lengthy leveling system, or something that's pretty like a little more shallow and quick? I mean, what do you expect here?
I don't know. I mean, there's several different ways it could really go. I mean, if you take, for instance, if you take some of the past games, for instance, let's just take the two big ones, which were like X-Wing versus TIE Fighter and JTL. Well, JTL was a fairly linear leveling system. It went, you got this, and then you got that, then you got this, then you got that, and just right straight in a straight line. And I mean, that could be one way they do it, and maybe unlock the ships or different kinds of ships as you level up, or different kinds of weaponry or that kind of thing as you level up. Or the way that X-Wing versus TIE Fighter did it was they actually had it to where you could, I think it was X-Wing versus, it was one of those. It was either TIE Fighter or X-Wing versus TIE Fighter, I forget which one, where you would actually level up specific sections individually. Like you would level up your weaponry independent of leveling up your shields and your engines and those kinds of things. So it really could go either way. It depends on what kind of model that they're looking at and what they really want. Personally, I would like to see more of the like the X-Wing versus TIE Fighter way, where everything is individual. That way, I feel like I am creating the ship that I want to build. I'm not just following some sort of
so you're looking for a pretty
linear path.
You're looking for like a pretty granular experience.
A little more granular, yeah. It doesn't have to be, I don't necessarily want it to the point of like JTL where I'm having to like pull out my calculator and figure out.
You don't want EVE Online. You don't want to.
Yeah, I'm not looking for that. But I definitely would. Yeah, I definitely want like a skill-based system that's a little more. If my play style is I'd like to run in there and shoot as many people as possible and then die immediately, then I want to be able to build up my guns and not have to worry about my shields and that kind of thing.
What about you, Laura? Are you looking for kind of a granular experience or something a little bit more lighthearted and arcadey kind of feel?
I'm not really sure. I don't normally play space combat games. I tend to have a really bad problem with depth perception, and I tend to get motion sick.
Okay, well, that's a really good way. Then why are you so excited about this then if you're not really even like a space player?
Because it's something that people have been asking for a long time, and I think it's a fantastic addition to the game. And just because it's not something that I will probably personally play doesn't mean that it isn't needed here. So I'm excited for it for that.
So what about PvE players? Are it's the internet, so everybody complains, but I mean, are PvE players complaining at all that it's just PvP and that's like all that they're getting in the expansion?
Yeah, actually, do you still have some of those quotes up, Laura, on your screen? Because there's like two.
No, I think
threads.
I closed them out.
Oh, okay. There's two threads on the forums right now where there's some people that are just hilariously livid about there not being any space PvE content, and yeah, it's. I don't understand that. I really don't understand how people could be upset about.
Well, I think it's really sad that people are going to get upset when you haven't even had a chance to try some of this content. I mean, you could get in there and find that this is the most fun content that you've ever played, even if it is PvP.
Yeah.
I just think people need to give it a chance.
I think what it comes down to is what we talked about earlier, where the ingrained perception of what an expansion is for an MMO, it's usually like there's some PvE content, there's some PvP content, there's a level increasing cap, there's like usually these components that we're used to, but they're breaking the mold, and they have to break the mold because it's free to play and they're doing things differently. And I'm totally for them breaking the mold, but I think that's partially where probably some of it comes from, is they're just like so used. People hate change, Laura. I don't know if you know, but people are not.
Really? Are you kidding?
No.
I think that, I mean, they're saying in the chat room, that they understand because he's a PvEer and there is no PvE content. I totally get that, and I don't want to discount the fact that that PvEers should get parts of this game, but as a for instance, the last patch 2.4, which was labeled a PvP patch, got another planet and 2 operations that are PvE. So, and just about every expansion, every update has gotten some kind of PvE content that I think it's.
Come on, let's be honest. It's all you've gotten in like 10 and 12 months. It's been like 11 months of PvE content.
Exactly. And so, I mean, really, let's throw the PvPers a bone here. All right? You can have the digital expansion. Congratulations. Here it is.
Hey, speaking of space, either you guys see Gravity yet?
No, Lee will not go see that because it has George Clooney, and he absolutely hates George Clooney and refuses to see any movie with him in it.
I can't wait. I'm going this weekend. I heard really, really, really good things
George
about
Clooney,
it. Looks great.
Yeah. Probably
All
never going to see that.
All right, back to SWTOR. 12v12. What do you think of that? Good number, 12v12? Sounds fun.
I think it's awesome. Especially after people being so angry that they were removing the 8 versus 8 ranked war zones and dropping it down to 4v4. This is fantastic. Bigger is always better. Always.
Oh, this show just went a totally different direction.
Well, we just got a title, at least. That's all I'm ever looking for. Bigger is always better.
Oh, man.
Talk about gameplay modes. I don't know, multiple gameplay modes. How many are there? Do we know? Do we know how many gameplay modes?
They have not said yet, just that there's going to be multiple maps.
They have shown in what was it? there was that screenshot. There was like that screenshot that was leaked showed something like almost like an Alderaan kind of thing, where you capture the node, that sort of thing. But I don't know. I mean, there's all sorts of possibilities.
I mean, deathmatch is obvious, right?
Absolutely,
deathmatch,
yeah.
Deathmatch. Maybe. What do you think? Possibly free for all, 24 players, no teams. Maybe.
I don't know. That would be fun, though.
That'd be interesting. And escorts. One team escorts the other. The other team tries to keep the escort alive. That kind of thing.
There's probably some Alderaan style too.
Our producer is really hoping.
Turrets.
Our producer is super hoping for capture the flag, kind of like Battlefront 2.
Oh yeah. That would be cool too. I'm not sure.
And then what about racing? Space racing.
Space race. I don't know. How would that work?
They need to figure out a way to put Hubball in space. Because think about it, Luke had R2 kind of sitting on the back of his ship, so everybody could have a little. I guess we don't have R2 in this time period, but we could have a droid sitting on the back of our ship, and the droid can throw the ball to other droids on other people's ships. And if you look at the back
I will shoot the ball for you. Oh, lack
if you
of
look
gravity.
at the back, there's one where they're kind of driving through what looks like a ship or a tunnel or some kind of space station. So maybe there's an obstacle course that you've got to get through.
Maybe they do the opposite. Maybe you attach a large like magnet to the front of your ship, and you have to like draw the ball in and stick to it, and then fly with it.
Quidditch.
And then, there you go.
Quidditch. Quidditch in space. Done.
It could work.
Make it happen.
It could work. We just came up with like 2 or 3 new moves.
Bad.
We just expanded. It's good. There's like 3 new game modes they can add in right now.
There
all right.
you go.
Cash shop items.
Do it right now.
Start selling maps. You think they would do that? You think they would sell maps? Game modes?
No.
Oh, I hope not.
No.
Would that be wrong? Would it?
It would be limiting. What if only like 3 people bought it?
Yeah.
That's true. Yeah, that'd be kind of crazy. All right, forget it. All right. I'm sure we'll be able to add weapons and abilities. I don't know. Larry, you're talking about the granularity of it. I mean, are you looking for like the sort of the experience where you can actually sort of like take the wings off your ship and things like that and upgrade them and do other things like that? Or, would they go that far?
I mean, that would be really, really cool to be able to do something like that, but I don't really expect it. Mostly what I expect to see is something more along the lines of just you can make better guns, you can make better countermeasures, you can make better shields, those kinds of things. You can have a better engine so you can go faster. Those kinds of things is really more along the lines of what I'm looking to see. And those kinds of things are the things that you'll upgrade. And I would like to see them independent of each other instead of in one sort of singular line like they did in JTL.
Lord, we get any details? I mean, they talked about like a variety of ship roles, like scouts, gunships, and probably I'm going to assume maybe like bombers, all-around fighters as well. But anything else on that?
They haven't announced anything other to say that there will be multiple ship types that you can take on for different roles. So, and I know it was data mined that they found pictures of different types of ships fitting those roles. So that would be kind of cool.
How about the Battlefront 2?
And personally, if I can customize my ship, I want big giant cannons. And flames.
Going back to Battlefront 2 for a moment.
Bigger is better.
Bigger is better.
Always.
Laura, thank you so much for titling shows. We're going to put you on staff and just... You need sexual innuendo in your title? Got you. I got you.
There's a reason why you keep me around, Gary.
That's it. Go back to Battlefront 2 for a moment. The gunships in that game were mainly used for like boarding parties.
Yeah.
Could that be a hint?
Gosh, that would be really awesome, wouldn't it? But I don't expect
so not happening.
I don't expect to see it.
Hey, it's always possible. That could be coming down the road.
You got to think that, I mean, yeah, I got to agree. You got to think at some point down the road, they're going to sort of mix boarding parties, PvE content with PvP content, that whole thing that we talked about. I mean, it can't be out of the question, especially if this does really well. I don't know, anything else that you guys are really excited about how they're sort of like, or any gripes whatsoever with how they're positioning this?
No, did you see all the awesome stuff that they're giving us? I'm so excited about all of that.
What were we most excited about?
Well, first we're getting 2 spacesuits, one Republic side, one Imperial side. We're getting like 3 paint jobs for our ships. We're getting titles, and we're getting a bonus to leveling. So, I mean, that's just, other than giving me a mini pad, this is like everything that I want. So I am
show the ships. Show the ships.
I was looking for it.
That's
the
like the pilot suits look amazing, and everybody gets the pilot suits, including preferred and free to play. So that's yay.
SWTOR.com/galactic-starfighter. That might.
Why can't I find that from the front page? What's up with that?
It should be the first one. There, that one. Isn't that it? Yeah, that's it.
Yeah. There we go.
Scroll down.
Okay. So yeah, here's where they outline the subscribers, preferred, and free to play stuff. Here are the
Look at those sweet pilot suits.
Yeah, they're pretty nice. They
are pretty good.
The Imperial one, yeah.
Ships are all nice.
Paint jobs.
Ships look good. Everything looks good. It's pretty solid.
That middle one in the top row there. Yeah, that one.
You think this is like have they alluded to possibly like adding anything to this, or is this is the entire kit and caboodle?
They haven't
the entire kit.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure that is. I mean, we're probably going to see things in like the cartel market. Obviously, I mean they have to make money off it as well. So, yeah, in different I'm sure we'll see different paint jobs, that sort of thing. Maybe ultimately
huge cannons.
Huge cannons, because bigger is better.
Show title extraordinaire Laura Williams. Follow her on Twitter at VoidMinx, VoidMinx, and of course come over here every single Thursday for the Republic at 6 PDT and watch the show. Always a pleasure, Laura. Thanks for coming on the show.
Thanks for having me.
Mr. Larry Everett, follow him on Twitter at Shadow, SHADDOE, and go over to Massively to read the Hyperspace Beacon. What are you covering this week?
What did I cover this week? I finished up the Oricon stuff, and then next week I'm going to talk more about this Starfighter thing and see if I can dig up some dirt on it this weekend.
Go over and read the Hyperspace Beacon. You can follow me, Gary Gannon. Follow Gamebreaker TV, and a whole lot of new stuff going on. So check it out. GBN Cast on Fridays. This week in MMO3, GBN Cast of 4. Coming over for that live show. That's always a lot of fun as well. And we hang out usually afterwards and answer a bunch of questions, all that kind of stuff with the chat room. And